Do you have a stack of cash growing in your bank account? Is it more than your emergency fund? Are you feeling nervous and uncertain about how to get invested? In today's video, I'll explain your two primary options, either getting all invested at once, called lump sum investing, or breaking it up into smaller chunks and investing it over time, called dollar cost averaging. Then I'll help you decide between the two methods and figure out which one's best for your situation. But first, what's up? My name's Maggie and I teach beginners how to invest and feel confident in their financial life. I've worked as a financial advisor for Morgan Stanley and E-Trade, helping hundreds of clients build and grow their investment portfolios prior to starting Money with Maggie, where unlike those major brokerage firms, you can receive one-on-one guidance regardless of your net worth. Take a look at my services in the link below and let's get started. First off, when you're not investing, you're losing purchasing power to inflation every single year. I'll be covering that specifically on an upcoming video, so be sure to subscribe if you're new here. And I know it's scary to start investing because most likely it's taken you a lot of work to accumulate all the cash that you have. And having it sitting there can be very comforting. This is where having your emergency fund in place and money for other financial goals really comes in handy. Your emergency fund can act as your comfort blanket. This is the money that you know will cover you if something does come up. The standard is 3 to 6 months of living expenses, but it can be more than that if that brings you more security. At some point though, you know you just have too much cash on hand and that's not working for you. This is when you have to figure out what to do, and that's probably why you're here watching this today. So let's get into it. You can invest it all in once, like I said, or break it into chunks and get it invested over time. So let's talk about the pros and cons for both, and you can decide which is best for you. If you invest your entire lump sum at once and the market tanks, you're gonna feel pretty upset that you didn't break it up into smaller chunks. If, on the other hand, the market goes up, you'll be really glad you got it all invested because now more money is working for you sooner. Breaking it up into smaller amounts is really great, especially if you're very nervous about getting it invested, because it allows you to slowly get in, get comfortable with investing before you go full force. This process is called dollar cost averaging, and it works by getting you on a consistent schedule of investing, which allows you to buy in at different prices over time. You'd buy when the market's down and when it's up. It's great because it completely removes emotional investing from the equation, and the important part here is to set things up to happen automatically so you're not tempted to try and time the market. The first step when creating a plan to invest your money over time is to decide how long you'd like to take for your money to get fully invested. Let's say you use 6 months, for example, and say you have $60,000. Just to keep numbers simple, in this example, you could invest $10,000 per month or $5,000 every 2 weeks for 6 months. I would break that down even further to investing $2,500 once a week. If the market keeps going up after you start, you'll wish you just got it all invested up front. But if it tanks, then you'll be really glad you decided to break it up. With either option, you're taking a risk. With lump sum investing, your big risk is that the market has a big drop right after you got invested and you start out losing money. With dollar cost averaging, you risk that the market increases rapidly and you miss the opportunity to get more money in at a lower price. So the question becomes, which brings you more pain? You kind of need to place yourself into both situations by picturing this happen to you and getting in tune with how it really makes you feel. I'm guessing that if you've been sitting on a lot of cash, you probably would feel worse seeing a large loss up front than you would from missing the opportunity to buy at a lower price. So I would just go with dollar cost averaging if this is you. On the other hand, research shows people that go for lump sum investing tend to perform better over time than those that choose dollar cost averaging, because the market statistically has more up days than down days. So having more money in sooner is usually better for growth. I think it's better to just get started, and if you're being held back by fear, then dollar cost averaging will be great for you. Now, once you're fully invested, you most likely need to create an investing plan for your regular income. If you've been able to accumulate some cash, it means you don't spend everything you make. This is great news. In order to not accumulate another pile of cash, you need to figure out how much extra you have from every paycheck and start setting that up into automatic deposits into your investment account. This will continue or start dollar cost averaging for your investment plan going forward. If you need help creating an investment strategy or are interested in learning more, take a look at my services. Consider joining my investing course, which is launching soon. You can find more information on both of those in the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here, as it would really support my channel, and I'll see you next week. Bye.